Alright guys, so if it is that you've heard about the concept of selling digital products online and it excites you, but you have no idea as to what digital product you could actually sell, you have no idea where to start, I want you guys to watch this video to the very end. I'm going to list an idea or a strategy how you guys can come up with product ideas for pretty much any single person, whether it is that you're a complete beginner with no skill, no talent, nothing whatsoever, but you want to get started in the space, or you're someone with some level of expertise, or if it is that you're someone who started but you're not seeing much success but you want a better way to create products. I'm going to make this video very quick and I'm going to give you guys no fluff, no BS, just straight into what you guys can create that can actually sell online, not just random stuff. You know, on this channel, we're not talking about BS. And if it is that you're wondering, who is this guy? You're seeing me for the first time. My name is Kevin. I'm a full-time e-commerce entrepreneur specialized in digital products. Now, here's the thing. I've generated over $85 million online. So yeah, I may know a thing or two about the topic or concept of selling digital products online. So quickly, I'm going to share with you. By the way, there are many ways to come up with ideas as to what to sell, but I'm going to give you guys what I think is probably the best 5, right, to help every single person. There is one might work for you, the other might not work for you. So if it is that you hear the first 2 and they don't resonate with you, stick and stay until the very end, because something in this video may resonate with you and could be that small differentiating factor from where you are right now to where you want to be. All right. By the way, if it is that you guys are liking this YouTube channel, I'm committed to creating a YouTube video every single day. That's a lot of work. As you can see right now, I'm in my car simply because, you know, I left home and I had that promise to create that YouTube video, so I'm creating it right now. All right. So with that said, let's get into the meat of the matter. All right. So let's go. I'm looking right here on this mobile phone right here, right? Because I have some really cool stuff. All right, so the first way, or you guys can go about starting to sell online, or you know, figuring out what you can sell, is I would recommend, if it is that you're someone with absolutely no talent, absolutely no skill, and oftentimes that's a lie. You kind of have it, but story for another day. But if you think that you have no talent, no skill, nothing to share with people, what I'd recommend you guys do is basically buy and resell niche templates. Right? So for example, you will see things like social media template selling. So for example, if it is that someone is a realtor, you could definitely go ahead and sell realtor social media templates, because these people may not have time to create social media templates. And it doesn't matter if it is that you're someone who is a beginner or expert. If they see the designs, an example of the designs, and they like it, they're going to buy it, right? The same thing like for dentists, right? Same thing for a bunch of different niche there is, right? You can buy templates that are already created. You don't have to create them yourself. If you can create them, that's good as well, but you can also buy them. You have platforms like reselling.com. You have Etsy, where you can buy PLR social media templates and just resell them, right? I mentioned realtor social media templates first, simply because those sell very well. Like, I've seen them sold for even $197 and a mega bundle, and they sell pretty well, like thousands of reviews, right? So yeah, that's the first thing that you could probably go ahead and create, and that's one very, very effective, right? So here's the next thing on my list. All right, so the next thing on my list is basically personal wins, right? So think about it. Have you ever done anything fascinating in your life? Or have you ever won something, accomplished something? Maybe you are someone who started online and you probably made your first $1,000. You know, can you state step by step how is it that you are able to do that? I always talk about this. You only need to be a step ahead of the person that you're teaching, and they'll be willing to buy into the thing, right? Because if you're closer to where they are, they will resonate with you. For example, sometimes people feel a bit distant from me when I say $85 million online. I'm talking about different stuff. You know, somebody who's very, very much just getting started. If I don't speak to those people, they won't resonate with me somewhat, right? Or maybe you've won a dance competition. What's the process like that took you from just entering to winning that competition, right? Or maybe you're someone who lost 15 pounds, right? What step-by-step process, what did you do? Can you document that and put it into like a video or ebook? That's a way you can actually go ahead and sell something online. Or if people come to you quite often about the same particular thing, Jenny, how do you do this? Maybe it's something at work, right? can you just list that? Oftentimes, our gold mine lies in the thing that we overlook, right? So these are ways you can kind of pop it out and find the things that you're sitting on that could make you millions, right? All right, so we talk about that. Now, the third thing rather, are basically swipe files. Now, when you talk about swipe files, basically people love plug and play resources that they can simply copy and paste. So that's what basically these swipe files are, right? So for example, if you give someone 50 winning email templates or subject lines, they're going to buy that, right? Winning email templates or 50 email templates or even YouTube thumbnails, right? If you go ahead and research 100 YouTube thumbnails or titles that got over 1 million views, right? You could say, hey, I've collected 100 YouTube titles and thumbnails within some particular niche, right? And you can swipe these and get some ideas for yourself for your next YouTube video. You see what I'm saying? There are many different things you can do for swipe files, even if you don't do the thing itself, right? For example, I have a swipe file that I collected for personal information. I would take screenshot of winning advertisement. How do I know they're winning advertisement? Because they've been advertising for over a month. Every time I see an advertisement like this, I just screenshot it. I screenshot the advertisement. I screenshot the primary text and all that jazz, and I put it into a little Google Doc. Over the years, I've been collecting this, and then I ended up selling it just recently, right, as a digital product. So that's me just collecting stuff. I didn't really create, so to say, any of these advertisements, but I collected them, right? So yeah, that's a cool way to go about it. So swipe files, buy and resell templates. It could be even templates for ebooks, but just buy the templates that are already created and give people the shortcut, right? I will talk about personal wins and swipe files. Now, here's the next cool thing, right? If you are someone who doesn't mind going out there and asking questions, this one you can sell for a lot of money as well. Well, yeah, a little bit more expensive than the ones that we would have probably listed before. So this one is basically being a passionate reporter. So let's say you're someone who doesn't have the skill, but you have an interest in a particular niche, or maybe you just want to help a particular target audience, right? You could be a passionate reporter. A passionate reporter is someone who goes out there and collect information and then shares it with the public for a cost. So, for example, let's say you know that a lot of people want to become a successful Forex trader. You could go out there and just send a DM to maybe 10 or 20 or 50. The more you, by the way, when it comes down to swipe files and templates, all that type of stuff, the numbers, the more you get or the more you give people, the more valuable it's going to be. So for example, the passionate reporter, let's say you go out there and you ask 100 Forex traders, right, who are actually doing well. You say, hey, let me ask you a question. Can you just answer 2 questions for me? How did you get from 0 to where you are right now? And if it is that you know all of this information inside of your head right now and you should lose every single thing, how would you go from 0 to where you are right now? You could do this for people who own clothing store. Like you just walk around and you just see stores in your community or in your plaza. You say, can I speak to the owner for 1 sec? Just have 2 quick questions, right? And you ask them these questions, right? How do you go from, not having a store to actually owning your store in a shop space and it doing well, right? Because I've noticed your store been here for some time. And if you should start over, what would you do to go from 0 to where you are right now? So then when you put it out in the market, I went out there and I asked 100 profitable Forex traders from around the world, what would they do if it is that they were starting from 0 to their first, or to maybe we'd have to specify those Forex traders making over, like, let's say 10,000 a month with Forex trading. So I went out there and I asked 50 Forex traders who've all been making over 10K per month consistently. What is their secret behind their success, and what would they do if they were a complete beginner wait, that messed up. But yeah, you get the point. We're starting from where they are to where they want to be. Yeah, damn. So embarrassing that I can't be able to cut that part. But yeah, that's a real life moment of me freezing up on camera right there. But yeah, and the same thing with the store owner. I went out there and I asked 50 store owners, what would you do to go from zero to a successful store owner in next day? So you've asked them multiple questions. So you can, the more valuable the question is for where the person is that you're selling, that is going to make it very, very valuable. So you just go out there and ask people questions, right? And then when you get this data, you can then share it to people. Because if someone is starting a business, like a clothing business, and they're hearing from people who are already successful, multiple versions of them, how they went from zero to where they are right now, that's something that's very, very, very valuable, right? So this is like a shortcut for people that's a passionate reporter. And don't sleep on this, right? It can work for any single thing. Maybe you go to the gym and you want to help fitness enthusiasts. People sometimes wonder, what do people eat? What do they do on a day-to-day basis? So you went out there, you asked 50 men who are all in shape, ripped bodies, what do they eat on a daily basis, and what are their workout routines like? What time of the day do they work out? And all of them answered me, and I've documented every single thing and placed it in one Google Doc. And I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to steal this right now. So that would be your pitch. But that's the product that you would have created, right? All right. So now the next thing. So we talked about buy and resell templates. We talk about your personal wins. We talk about swipe files, and then we talk about the passionate reporter. All right, so the next thing that you can offer people is basically done for you packs. So here's the thing. I had a friend, right? He's a business coach, and he has a bunch of different templates, right? Things like handbook, HR contracts, different stuff, different templates, right? But if you can go ahead and provide people with these templates, then that's a really powerful thing. For example, even if it is that you want to offer people 500 social media captions or real templates, done for you things, right? That they can simply just plug and play, right? Those tend to work. Oopsie daisy. Those tend to work pretty well in the market, right? Because you're giving people ease of implementation, all that jazz, making their life easier, they can get a result faster. So when you think about done for you stuff, what can you give people that's already done? Like even if someone is a YouTuber but they struggle with creating thumbnails, you can say, hey, I'm going to give you 250 YouTube thumbnails that are already done for you. All you have to do is just edit the text and you're good to go. If you know how to design website templates, or if you can purchase and resell website templates, for hairstylists, for nail tech, for doctors, lawyers, you can give them these done for you solution. So just think about things that people probably want, and they have a struggle. How can you get it done for them and then sell them the template, right? So yeah, I hope you guys found this video valuable. Big up on yourself. Yeah. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. If it is that you guys want to get access to some of my free stuff, like my free 90-minute training that will teach you guys how to create a digital product business that pays you consistently, down below. If it is that you guys want access to this list right here that I just listed, plus probably around 20 other ways that you guys can actually go ahead and create, I'm going to attach a link down below so that you guys can download that. All right. So peace, chicken grease.